Welcome to the exciting world of the Desol 4x4 Adventure Hardware Series. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Get ready for an unforgettable journey as we dive into the second episode of this iconic project, transforming a Suzuki Gen 3 into a one-of-a-kind rig. Not any Gen 3. This is Black Betty, with custom trailing arms, a full diff swap, a full engine rebuild, and that's just base camp. The adventure of this build is done in collaboration with the team at Ross Champion and TyreLife Solutions. Without them, none of this would be possible. Join us as Warwick and Lynton tackle numerous modifications to the chassis, accompanied by their trademark banter. Lynton back at the welding machine, which is always a pleasure to see, occasionally expressing a hint of concern about Lynton's welding skills.
Got a test piece, yeah? Hey, Warwick, he's looking better than yours, man. Hey, these aren't bad, Warwick. These aren't bad. I must use my mouse and often. Oh, you better hurry. I'm going to ground them off before you get here.
If you haven't already, make sure to check out the full first episode of this build on our YouTube channel. Witness the cutting and initial extension of Black Betty, setting the stage for the thrilling events to come. In this episode, prepare to be amazed as we machine the aluminium trailing arms and unveil our brand new EV1 suspension. Our trailing arm started as a hefty 25 kg billet of aluminium, but through meticulous machining, we reduced their weight to a mere 8 kilograms. before we hit the road, we need to equip this one-of-a-kind rig with an equally unique suspension. After all, nothing but the best will do for Desol. So we've designed and manufactured a superior Jimny suspension, created and designed by Jimny drivers for Jimny drivers. Let's return back to the Black Betty build.
Weld it to the car.
Nah, try not to. Okay, ready for some good welds. So Warwick, you think I can do it? Get faith in me. Not today.
Oh, I was going to say go weld it on the table, but anyway, Karen.
If I weld on, you know, at least here I got an excuse if it's not lacquer.
Oh, well, you started a precedent, Jack. Thanks.
Warwick and Lynton have invested countless hours in meticulous measurements and planning, and we are just moments away from completing the fully extended chassis. Once that's done, we'll be ready to install the diffs and drivetrain. Our skilled welder Pilani is on the job, ensuring everything comes together seamlessly. While the work continues, let's head up to Point S in Hillcrest and catch up with JD from TyreLife Solutions. They have generously provided new rubber for both Black Betty and Silver Fox, ensuring optimal traction for all of our thrilling adventures. We have an upcoming episode dedicated to breaking down all the details and sharing what lies ahead for our collaboration with TyreLife Solutions. And now, behold the first glimpse of the magnificent trailing arms ready for installation. It's time to bolt them up, position the diffs, and ensure everything fits perfectly.
Okay guys, we've had quite a few questions on what are we doing with Black Betty's engine. So since we're running out of time, we thought we'll quickly do a little cover piece on what's going on here before we get this vehicle's roll cage done. That's all happening in the next episode. There'll be a lot of work going into it. We obviously are very pressed for time now. So let's just give you guys a little overview of what we've done. So we bought a 1800 motor for Black Betty, only to realize that it was not in good condition at all. The head wasn't great, the bore were in a good condition. So anyway, we managed to get hold of Peter from Zook Spares, and we found Black Betty's original heart still sitting there. So that's pretty cool, we're stoked about that. So what we're doing, we're taking the original 1300 and we're converting it to the 1800. It was supposed to be a simple job. And yeah, well, you know how things go. So it turns out we've had to, the 1800 got a bigger crank. We've line bored the crank for the 1800. Then Warwick put it on the CNC and he's machined out the veins for the oil. And we've had to push out the sleeves, bore those, the sleeve retained areas bigger.
Bored that all out to take the the sleeves, so we still stick to the original sizing on the sleeves. But
Of the 1800.
1800 sleeves, not the 1300 sleeves, because there is a difference in size there.
So we've got a big chunk of grey cast iron, and we've cut it to 4 pieces, and then we bought Warwick a fancy CNC lathe that he's not going to turn this in.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the nicest material to leave in a lathe. Because of the iron content, it rusts extremely quickly.
So whatever it touches in the lathe just turns it to
So we'll be turning these the old school manual way,
Yeah.
which you guys will see in the next episode. And we've gone with grey cast iron because of the lubricity of the high graphite content, so it makes it much better for an engine. It doesn't wear as much, which is really good for the piston skirts.
Yeah, and then obviously with it being an 1800 from a Vitara that it's so hard to find, we searched high and low for pistons and what we're going to do there, and we managed to find these guys. So at a hell of a price as well though. So it wasn't really like a score or anything, but they're from a 2-litre Golf 6 GTR pistons. So I just worked out that they got the right diameter, and the center from the gudgeon pin to the top to the crown of the piston is correct as well. We are going to have to machine them a little bit to get some valve clearance in there and to make sure that we're getting the right compression ratio. But lucky for us, this 1800 is a 9.5 to 1.
To 1, yeah.
So it's almost like it was designed for boost, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, turbo, what are we using there?
Turbo-wise, we're going with Garrett T17 turbo. It's hopefully going to spool up nice and quickly, so we'll get some good boost in at low RPM. And we're going to aim for in the region of 120 kilowatts and 200 newtons of torque, which for a lightweight little car should be really good for the Jimny without trying to send any parts to the moon.
Yeah, try to keep it contained in the engine bay. Management system.
So we're probably going to go with a management system from ECU Masters, or alternatively we've got one that's been developed for the guys that are racing the Jimneys in the United Arab Emirates. So they've developed a standalone ECU that's designed for boost and for racing applications. So it should suit what we're after. And then we've got the guys who are at Stealth tuned, and they're going to be doing all the management and turbo and manifolds and boost setup for us, and then obviously dyno tuning it to get us the best economy with power and reliability.
Yeah, so it's going back to the sleeves. Whilst we're machining them, we're going to try to keep as big as possible surface area on top so we get nice pressure on the head gaskets. We have been suggested by a few people, I think Barent was one of them, to brace the sleeves, and we are going to go with that. We'll brace the sleeves to keep them all in the same position. Yeah, I don't know what other strengthening components we need to do. We're not planning on running massive boost or massive power, and our real concern is what blows up next, which is more than likely the transfer case.
Yeah.
So we want to keep the original transfer case. We're going to build an exo cage on it to just try stop it from twisting. And if that doesn't work, we've got a spare transfer case that we'll then just turn down the boost and crawl along.
And then we're also going to be putting in some torque disconnects on the prop shafts coming from the transfer case. So if the transfer case can handle the power, but for some reason it wants to send it to the rear diffs, we're going to have little units that break in the prop shaft. So they break, easily replaceable, cheap to replace, and we're not destroying a prop shaft or crown wheel and pinion or something along those lines.
Yeah, so I think we got it all covered. We probably don't, but
we'll figure it out as we go, which is what we kind of seem to always do.
Yeah. Anyone looking to do this kind of build, it's way cheap. Just get yourself a Lexus V8 with auto box. Saves yourself a lot of money. Yeah, so those that are interested, we're going to be running straight the OEM gearbox. We're going to be running the OEM transfer case, but with that we're putting in reduction gears. So we've got a set of 7% reduction high range, 77% reduction low range, gears for the transfer box, so we're going to do that. And then we're also going to go for 4.875 crown wheel and pinion on the diffs. Obviously we're using Disco 1 diffs. These things are massive and heavy. I think it's 120 kilos for the rear and close to 150 kilos for the front.
Yeah, we've also got the massive tires, which are coming in at 57 kilos a pop. So with the big tires, the big chunky diffs and everything, just the running rolling gear here is coming in over 350 kilos. So it's going to be a lot heavier than a standard Jimny, but all nice low down weight.
Yeah, those rims and tires were arranged for us by TyreLife Solutions. So thank you guys from TyreLife Solutions. Been great support, great help. Loving the Mickey Thompsons, by the way. Yeah, no, the road noise is just about non-existent. So going from the old Coopers, they were muddies and those things I like to sing as I get older. Yeah, it's like I've got an electric vehicle just about. And those obviously aren't silver fox.
What's the next step?
So what you guys can see in the next video is roll cage.
Roll cage, yeah, we're going to be popping the roll cage in, getting everything tied in, and then thereafter the car is going to, roll cage.
Roll cage, 4-link suspension at the back. So we're cutting off the ball joint, and we're going to go 4-link single triangulated suspension in the rear. So no more panel bar stories there. The front, we've looked and
Space is limited.
it's tight. So especially with the monster diffs in there. So we're actually going to go for a Land Rover arm, the front radial arm. So they've got a cool mounting system where it's a pin and bush. So the flex should still be fairly decent. Still going to have a panel bar on the front, unfortunately. Just one of those things. But also where those panel bars mount, it actually sits on the outside of the chassis rails. So it actually works out perfectly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just cut off the old radial cups.
Yeah.
So you'll see some calculations to get our anti-squat and anti-dive angles right, I hope. The calculations are there. Whether it's right or not,
Yeah.
we'll find that one
Find
out.
that one out,
But yeah, so we will have adjustments on that so we can play with it. I think we'll be able to go down to from 85% right up to 120%. So it should help us play a little bit there.
Yeah.
So,
set it up nicely.
yeah, this is new territory for us, so we don't know where we're going.
Yeah, and then once we've finished the suspension and the roll cage, then the car will be loaded up and sent off to Ross Champion panel beaters. And they are going to do their magic on getting the bodywork to be longer, neater, tidier, and just looking great again. And big shout out to Ross Champion for coming on board with this build.
Yeah. We're not giving them much time.
You Ross Champion.
Yeah, Ross Champion.
Oh, gee, but yeah, let's not talk about
So
that.
we're all under pressure. These dates just closed in on us quicker and quicker. Obviously, we've been developing shock absorbers, and that's consumed us quite a bit. As fun as it's been, it just has taken all our time. But we've got a really cool product there, and we're going to make some custom shocks for this vehicle and get the thing rolling.
Yeah, we've got some exciting new equipment which you guys will see in due course, which is really taking things to the next level.
Yeah, helping speed up the production. We'll run both machines simultaneously.
Yeah, so hopefully with things stabilizing a little bit with all the chaos we've had over the last few months, we should start getting a lot more videos out more regularly. So yeah, with the Black Betty build, we should have more consistent stuff coming out, and then also just general of what we're up to.
So next episode, you guys can expect to see the roll cage spoke about, the suspension, and the engine build.
Yeah.
So we'll get some turning done on the sleeves. We'll get some images of the turbo. We'll be doing the branch manifold diamond pipe stories there.
Yeah, that pretty much covers everything.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you. And good night.
Yes, good
Good
morning.
afternoon. Happy holiday.
want to take this opportunity to thank all of you at home. Thank you for joining us on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure, and we hope you've had just as much fun as we have. In amongst all of the craziness, the build, the brand new EV shocks and everything else that goes on at Desol, we've had the opportunity to do 1 or 2 road trips and of course some off-road adventuring. If you're keen to see what we got up to, stick around, hit that like and subscribe button on our channel to be sure that you don't miss a second.
He's going to say, no, he's going to say, I don't know, some of the settings on the machine.
No, I said it's involved very nicely. It's just not happy with the up or down bolts, but also it doesn't help when it's on the.
Yeah, it's tap fault, just not on you.
Brad can Photoshop with the video, right?
Okay, like I say, I'm taking the reservoir off the other side.
No, leave it. What do you need it for? The lock ring.
Okay, I'll go make a lock ring.
That sounds better. Oh my word, that is terrible. What? Look at that. We've got wood borer.
No. Oh, I'll call you Wallace. Did you check your gap?